You are live. Let me see right here how we can go up here and do this. Hey, everybody. Good evening. Oh, came down here to just sit in the lower yard for a little bit. We're in that kind of a weird place of fall here in the South where it can kind of be warm, but it's real fallish too. All the leaves are starting to turn and fall, and sitting down here with Boom Boom and Gracie. Ava came home just long enough to take her a nap, and then she's got to head back out to some event at 9:30 tonight over on Virginia Highland at some place that's part of Out on Film or whatever. But good evening, everybody. This is my lower yard out here. I come out here and sit. Oop, got yellow jackets around me. Boom, boom. Buddy, don't get up here. Don't get me stung. Are you bringing them bees around me? This is Boom Boom, y'all. Where's Gracie at? There she is over there, sitting out here drinking my coconut water. But, buddy, don't get over and knock my phone over. Oh, my goodness. So, anyway, everybody, good evening. Me and Boom Boom and Gracie, we come out here and sit and just kind of watch people walking their dogs going by. What you doing, Gracie? There's Gracie right there. Look at her. She's standing guard. What you doing, girl? Where'd you go, Boom Boom? Oh, there's Boom Boom right here. Look at he tried to get up here in my lap. All right. Don't knock my phone over. No. Oh, there goes Gracie. Somebody's she sees somebody coming, buddy. You better go check on her. Boom Boom's very concerned about the situation, y'all. You better go see what she's up to. You know there's something going on down there. You know there's something going on down there, buddy. Let's put this over here. Look, we got better lighting over here, don't we? You need to watch Gracie now. Gracie will be down there talking to the neighbors about you. Buddy, you're heavy. I know, but you're heavy. No, you got to get down. No, I don't want to put you right there. Come on, get down. Don't hurt your back. Get down. Get him, Gracie. Let's get that back situated. I ain't really done much of nothing today. I went over to Key Road and met George over there, and we worked for about maybe an hour, and then I came home and got my morning walk in, and got let's see what we got going on here. There, look at all this technology. Got my morning walk in, and then I soaked in the tub. It took me a hard nap too. So I think Jill and Savannah's over at Kathy's. I could ride over there and see them for a few minutes, get out of the house. I need to find something for dinner. Maybe pick me up a little hamburger or something. So, yeah, I'm just wondering how we do that. I need to figure out on the StreamYard, y'all. I've never done this on the StreamYard app where I can open up Facebook and Instagram and YouTube all at the same time. You still have to do TikTok on this. Hey, 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 TikTokers out there, all you people out there in TikTok land. Um, but I need to figure out on this StreamYard that I have. Hey, Miss Rhonda over on Facebook, how to because I'd like to I'd like to figure out how to invite somebody on and us have a discussion about a subject where we can do it over the thing. And there's a way to do it, but Ava's good at figuring out that kind of technology and the studio part of it and all like that. Hey, Miss Paula over on Facebook. Y'all, hadn't it been it's been a weird few days, hadn't it? Now the government shut down. And man, I laid on the sofa a little bit earlier today and I've listened to that Speaker of the House. Is it Mike Johnson? Is that his name? Mike Johnson? Isn't he a weird, creepy guy? He's almost like a polished mannequin. It's just that real soft little voice. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hold together. I mean, just weird. And then I laid on the sofa, and then J.D. Vance, that was showing him live talking from the White House or whatever. What a strange dude that guy is. Just weird. To me, y'all people that know me, yes, Mike Johnson. Isn't he weird, Paula? I mean, I'm just wondering. Sometimes I kind of ask myself, am I just being very, very anti-Trump when I'm feeling these things or thinking these things, whatever? And I really don't think I am. It's just Mike Johnson seems like such a creepy guy. Just weird. You know, I think he's a real religious. I'm telling you what, if he's not a homosexual, he missed his calling because he sure gives off a vibe of a very closeted religious homosexual. You know, and J.D. Vance, I sat and listened to him, and I mean, what a big he's just, to me, he's more creepy than Donald Trump is. I mean, creepy. So anyhow, I see that they're on there now, and I want y'all to listen to this right here. J.D. Vance was boasting about this gives the president an opportunity to fire millions of federal workers. Do they not realize them people are workers that have bills to pay, that are Americans, that contribute to society? And they're going to they act like they were almost glad that the Democrats shut the government down because they can fire workers now. And they can blame all the millions of workers they fire on. Hey, Doug. Doug, if I can figure out how to invite you on here, I'd like to. Me and Doug's a former oneness preacher, and we were talking the other day online about maybe doing a little live podcast across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram one evening, and just me and him just kind of go back and revisit the discussion about the oneness of God and what lured us into that, and the scriptures and Isaiah 9 and 6. There's so many fascinating scriptures about that. And there was such a big divide between oneness and Trinitarian people. But I think it would be good. Ava's going to help me set the studio up where I can invite people in and do split screens and all like that. But we'll get around to it. But good evening, Doug. Yeah, and the thing about the thing about from my understanding, Trump and J.D. Vance almost acted like it was a gift. So the Democrats were giving them a gift where they can now fire all these federal workers and just then say, well, they wouldn't have been fired if it wasn't for the Democrats. I'm like, don't they know the American people's hearing them say stuff like that and talk like that? Good Lord. Let me turn my phone over here. it's just really, hey, TikTok, much love to you in North Carolina too. Estella, I love that name. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ava goes up to Nashville next week. She leaves Monday and goes goes to Nashville for a week next week. Um, but man, it does seem like the world. You know what I feel like sometimes, and I know a lot of people just completely divorce away from. Yeah, it was a fascinating war. You know, and both sides thought they had the revelation of who God was. Yeah, uh, but what I find. I know a lot of people. I even know people who just do not tune in any politics. They don't watch the news, any of that stuff. And but for me and most of the people I know who are community involved and activists and so forth, for most of us, politics weighs heavy upon us. And to me, it's like we're dealing with a blanket of mental illness across the world, basically. And what I tell people is like, not only do we have to go get our health checked and we have to pay our doctor and we have to make sure our taxes are paid on our house and we have to hold a job and we have to pay our bills, but then on top of all just the normal daily everyday cares of life, we have this psychotic, chaotic government that's over the country now that has daily chaos every single day. And so it's kind of like, that's always in the back of your mind, that there's just chaos, there's crazy. Does anybody have any idea what tomorrow holds? What Trump and J.D. Vance and all those people, what kind of chaos will they cause tomorrow? And to me, I'm just still shocked, but I'm just still really shocked. I totally can get where people did not maybe want to vote for a black woman or vote for Kamala Harris or vote for a female. I can totally get all that and understand it. Maybe a little too liberal, maybe a little too this. But to go from that to somebody as psychotic and mentally deranged as Donald Trump is, you know, that was talking yesterday about using cities and citizens of their cities to have military to go in and arrest people and corral people up as military training. It's just weird, y'all, that we're living in this time right here, isn't it? Good evening, TikTok. Eddie William Sellers coming to y'all from my little lower backyard. See my little garden house right there. Ava Studio back in the middle. My little chicken house right there. Y'all people on these other things. I'm holding my phone. Of course, you can see I'm holding my phone, showing TikTok some of my backyard. Um, but but yeah, it's just kind of like we're just we're living in the daily heavy hand of government. And for all the Republicans or the MAGA people who always said they believed in government staying out of our business, less government, government not telling us what to do. This, and then they go to an extreme of having a government that they elected that wants to tell everybody what they can and can't do, even if they can't even post nothing negative. I had when I was when I was a part of the Harris campaign, and I was having millions of clicks and followers and comments and stuff, and had my little few minutes of, and even after the election, my little 15 minutes of fame out on the internet or whatever. And Ava told me one night, said, we might need to be careful because it's the government who y'all. It's just weird that we're living in a country where they're trying to say that you can't criticize the government, and if you are people like Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel who does do that, they'll try to make the big corporations fire you and get rid of you. So, but anyhow, yeah, enough of all that. Paula, you're exactly right. Paula says over on Facebook, said the Democrats didn't shut the government down. The Democrats don't have the power to shut the government down. The Republicans have all the power. I want y'all think about this. You could not imagine if the Democrats had control of the presidency, control of the Senate, control of the U.S. House of Representatives, and control of the Supreme Court, which that's a MAGA court now. MAGA has control of the presidency, the Senate, the Congress, the Supreme Court. They don't need Democrats. If they want to govern, they have all the power. The Democrats have zero power right now. MAGA has all the power. Believe me, if the shoe was on the other foot, the Democrats would figure out a way to set everybody at the table and keep the government open. Now, the Republicans, it's not a Democratic shutdown, but the Democrats, to me, I'm different from a lot of people on here that saying, it's not the Democratic shutdown. I'm totally fine and cool with it. If they want to call it the Democratic shutdown, I tell the Democrats, if you can, shut it down until hell freezes over. Because I'm telling y'all, people, this train that we're on now, this train cannot last another 3.5 years. This government's going to eventually go off of a cliff and collapse anyway. So why not hasten it? That's what I say. Take that, if the Democrats have, shut it down until hell freezes over. And if they want to say, oh, Chuck Schumer shut the government down, well, good for Chuck Schumer. He might get reelected by having some balls for a change, is standing up and doing something. What I don't want the Democrats to do, and I'll lead an effort across TikTok and whatever little fires I can start, what I don't want the Democrats to do is kowtow down and bow down to Donald Trump in this moment of this decision. That I want them to show some balls. I want them to show some courage, stand up, and Hakeem Jeffries, if he wants to be Speaker of the House in a year from now, stand up and say, hell no, we're not going along with cuts in Medicare. We're not going along with cuts in the subsidies of Obamacare. We're not going along with none of that until you get right with that. We're not going to allow the government to be opened back up. And for whatever reason, the Democrats have found themselves in this place right now where they have the power to keep the government shut. And I know we're not saying that the Republicans don't need the Democrats, but being that the Republicans don't know how to govern and how to keep the government open, now they want the radical lunatic left, as they call it, to come sit at the table and help them keep the government open. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, the senators, Senator Warnock, right up here up the street at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Senator Jon Ossoff, if he wants to get Democrats in Georgia riled up to show up to vote for him, they better not bow down to Donald Trump and show cowardice in getting the government back open. And I'm telling you, they're hearing voices like mine and a lot of other Democratic voices and independents across the country standing up and saying, do not show cowardice in this time right here. And so I tell them, this train's off the track so bad now, with freedoms being lost and people's rights being taken away and the hate that the MAGA crowd is pushing across this country, that this train is already so far off track. I'm totally fine with letting it all collapse. Just let it all just go off the deep end, And so that's where I'm at with it. And it's just going to be, the thing about it is, y'all know this. The Democrats is on TV all over the TV today. I mean, the Republicans all over the Democrats, they're hypocrites. The Democrats are hypocrites. The Democrats are hypocrites. Oh, that's that when Joe Biden was president, they do the CR, continuing the resolution. Oh, the Democrats are hypocrites. It seems so childish, doesn't it? Seems so. And then you have Democrats on there and saying, well, it's the Republicans, it's the MAGA people, they're just hypocrites, they just this, they just that. We see what's going on. It's real simple, actually. When they did that big, beautiful bill, they slashed hundreds of millions of dollars away from Medicare. away from Obama subsidies. And they think they slick. They had this to go into effect after the upcoming election, the midterms, so that people wouldn't really see these ginormous increases in insurance policies until after the election, so they could kind of have 2 years to kind of milk it and redirect it. But but now that we're in this situation right now, the Democrats need to use it for their advantage. They need to do whatever they can to slow it down. And I even heard about, I even watched J.D. Vance on CNN. They was carrying him live. He's at the podium up there with that dinky girl that's the communications director for Donald Trump. But I heard him talking about, the Republicans, they're pushing this point of view. Oh, Democrats want a health care for illegal immigrants. Democrats want health care for illegal immigrants. You know what the Republicans are wanting? They're wanting, if you're an undocumented immigrant and you show up at an emergency room anywhere in America, you're sick, you're dying, you've been in a car accident, they're wanting the hospitals not to offer you any treatment whatsoever, just let you die in the parking lot. And the Democrats, it's not that they're having in there what they're arguing about undocumented immigrants not having Medicaid and health care. What happens if they show up at an emergency room and the emergency room will treat them, but the emergency room will turn that in as a Medicaid expense to try to get reimbursed because it was uninsured people that showed up. And the Republicans are like, no, we don't want them treated. If they're here illegally, they don't get to see a doctor. My God, what kind of heartless, ruthless, anti-Christian type people are these people? What are they? Good Lord. So anyhow, I don't know if any of you people have ever met a family of undocumented people that had 4 or 5 little kids to them. Are you really telling me you'd want those kids to lay in the backseat of a car suffering and as human beings, and them not be allowed to have any kind of shot or medicine to help them? Are you really saying that's what you want with you MAGA people out there that vote for this and so riled up about undocumented immigrants? Good Lord, what's wrong with you? Is your mind bad? I mean, it's just horrible what's going on across the country. Hey, TikTok, they're not Christian. Says, hey, Eddie, are we going to be okay? I've never seen anything like this. I'm scared for my child. All these comments, they're not Christian. Oh, these comments over on TikTok, y'all. TikTok's my main platform, y'all. Yeah, y'all. I hope that the generals at the Pentagon was remembering their oaths, protect us from them. Yep, because they just hundreds of comments coming through. But anyhow, I'm sitting in my lower yard here this evening. I love this internet right here. I love this platform. I love this. I love this world. How can I say this? I just love this way to gather with other people, to hear like-minded people, to hear other people. I know that there's a guy down here that in Newnan, Georgia, that's on TikTok. I listen to him. And a good guy. All his stuff's political. And I listen to other people across the country through this. I think social media is, if you want to believe in conspiracy theories and all kind of kookiness and all that kind of stuff, just feel it's all out there. But there's a lot of really good, intelligent, powerful people. That's from preachers to poets to artists to singers to political minded people that you can get a gist of how the country is just swirling through chaos by just listening to each other. And so anyway, are those limes on? Yeah, there are limes on the tree behind me. See that? Somebody's asked me on TikTok, where is it at? Yeah. Yeah, they are limes right there. See right there. I have a lime tree out here. I've taken in my garden house during the wintertime. I don't know if y'all have ever had a lime sour, but I keep little bottles of club soda in the refrigerator, and I come out and get me a lime off of my uh, lime tree. I guess that's what you call it, lime tree. And uh, let's look at this. Good Lord, people walking down the street. I love making a lime sour. So you squeeze a lime in a glass over some ice, put a lot of salt on it, pour club soda over it. Oh my God, it's so good. So good, y'all. It's so good. I love a good lime sour. So anyway, everybody, in spite of all this, because I'm about to get off here and go get my evening started. In spite of all this, I'm walking because I believe in living a life of gratitude. I believe in living a life of positivity. I believe in thinking upon the good things of life, enjoying the good things of life. But I'm in a quandary. I'm in a place with that I've never been in before, where the country is a big pile of dookie. The country is like stepping in big piles of shit day after day after day, and we walk through it with shit all over our shoes, and I can't pretend that I haven't stepped in shit. And so I have to balance that with the fact that I am a child of God. I'm a patriotic American. I love this country with everything God. I would die for this country, and just as I'd die for my children or whatever. But I have to strike a balance between being what the hell is going on, and also of telling people we surely will get through this some kind of way. I don't know if the country will get through it, but we will surely get through this period of our history some kind of way. The positive gratitude part of me tries to remind myself, Eddie, we have to go through this. This is ordained, it's predestined almost. We had to go through this part of history. Whatever this MAGA is, whatever this swell of hate that's filled these Christians' hearts, that has turned them against the children of undocumented immigrants and wanting to round people up and separate them from families, to cut away health insurance for poor people by the millions across the country that live in the trailer parks all across these back ends of these states in the South Carolina and Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee. You know, we got tons of trailer parks, which to me tells me these people are not living high on the hog. They're living in trailer parks. And so we have to go through this part of history. The good part in my soul tells me, well, we'll be a better country when we get to the other side of it. We'll be better. We'll be better having come through it. But the other part of me says also, don't kowtow around this. Hit it head on. Be as dark and bold and truthful as you can be, to warn people that these times are dangerous times. We need to be wise. We need to be awake. We need to see what's going on in our country. We have military in cities now that's arresting people. Our U.S. military is handcuffing and arresting American citizens. And we know, I can tell you this, although it's almost 3 years away, Donald Trump is, if he's alive in 3 years from now, he's not going to leave the White House. That battle is still coming. It's still ahead of us. He is not going to step away. He's not going to leave. These people have stolen the U.S. government with the help of a bunch of ignorant minded Christian people that's in this country that is so scared of Mexicans and gay people and trans people. They have given a bunch of billionaire oligarchs the keys to the country, out of their fear and out of their hatred and out of their anger from everybody. So we have, as we approach these next 2 or 3 years ahead, when if the country doesn't collapse before then, we're heading for real parts of history what we've never seen in our 200 and something years, where our government is under siege. And we have ruthless, soulless oligarchs like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and a lot of these other people who now have complete control of the U.S. government. If the U.S. military showed up at your house tonight and arrested you, you and your family, and put you in prison, you have no recourse for that now, because they won't care what any judge says. They won't care what any court says. All that's out the window. So I guess going forward, I'll have good days. What I say good days, where I'm telling about the beauty of a dogwood tree and the specialness of a lily, and writing about Boom Boom, the Baptist, and being positive and being hopeful and hopefully helpful. But also, I feel in my spirit during this time, I have to be raw. I have to be, God damn it, what the hell is going on? I have to be honest. I have to be truthful. I have to warn people. Don't get lulled into this kind of, oh, well, it's just something we're going through. This is unlike anything we've ever went through before. And it's all around us. We see daily the collapse of our government, of the way we have always done things before. So anyway, having said all that, look at Boom Boom right here, y'all. He's standing guard. Having said all that, I can see isn't the moon pretty when it's daylight and you still see the moon sitting up there in the sky? So I have to figure my way through this, because all this is new to me also. I've always been able to, it was Al Gore, George W., Democrat, Republican, potato, patata, that kind of thing. It never was like you have a raging lunatic that's taken over the country, and you have these raging conspiracy theory lunatic MAGA voters who are so fucked up. If you talk to one of them, you're like, holy cow, how fucked up can anybody get in their head that they think Donald Trump's a man of God? How fucked up is that? It just blows my mind. These are not normal times. These are times where it's got to, like, somebody get the pots and pans in the kitchen and start banging them because these people are going fucking crazy. But anyhow, enough of the fuck word. I have fallen in love with the fuck word, though. I've re-fallen in love with the fuck word, and I've re-fallen in love with the devil. I haven't believed in the devil years, but man, I love the devil here lately. I've come to realize anything to do with this government, you can simply answer any of the questions by simply saying, it's just the devil. So, yeah. I know, Doug. So anyhow, going forward, here's what I know I have to do. And I've lost family over these stands. I've had even family that I'm like, I don't care if I never hear from them again. They can kiss my ass, go fall off a cliff for all I care about. And all these people that's like, well, don't you think people should just try to get along? You can't get along with the devil. I'm telling you, my Granny Bratcher used to tell us as kids, like, you can't ever make peace with the devil. And she's like, and don't never be a doormat for the devil. All them back then believed in the devil. But I'm telling you, what these MAGA voters have put this country into right now, a shame and disgrace. A shame and disgrace. I've lost customers that never come back in my shop because they come in there. This has been going on for years. And people that, spend $1,000 a month with the thing and standing up there, and I had a contractor tell me, he said, I bet you glad Trump's president now. And I told him, I said, you must be fucking retarded. Think somebody that's intelligent as I am would ever be as stupid as somebody like you that would vote for an idiot like that. And needless to say, he never came back. But to me, I'm just finding myself through this where that I know that there's work to be done. I consider myself as someone who walks with God. Uh, TikTok lets me request to join. If you still had a few minutes, I could join you there or some other time. Doug, I'm about to get off right now, but we can do that on TikTok. And you know, TikTok's where most of the followers at. Um, uh, I got to go wake Ava up because she's got the event to go to, and I told her I was going to come out here and sit in the yard. Doug, I want me and you to do a thing where we don't have any time limit on it, where we can just start one evening, let's just say 7 o'clock or whatever. And if we want to sit there and kind of talk back and forth for an hour or so, we can easily do it. And so let's do that. But I'm getting out of here, y'all. And I tell y'all, I'll be honest with y'all. Some of you people that follow me and well, maybe a lot of you people that follow me might realize, well, Eddie, you seem like you really have you seem like you're a little bit off in talking about all that. I think I am a little off with all of it. I think I'm greatly disturbed by what's going on in the country. I think I just turned 70 years old. And I was around the day, I remember the day Martin Luther King Jr. at 39 was shot and killed. And I've been through some history. I've seen a lot in this life. Y'all, this is not normal. This is the country's slipping down further and further away from us, and we're not we're not a nation that we used to be, and that's why I say Democrats better. I hope they close it down until hell freezes over. My thing is, I hope the Republicans eventually get their dream of doing away with Social Security, because Republicans have always tried to do away with Social Security. They've hated FDR ever since he instituted the New Deal with Social Security. And the only good thing I could say about it, I seen on Facebook the other day, and this maybe just shows maybe not a good side for me. I seen on Facebook the other day where some Cuban lady was all distraught because they had ICE had picked up her husband and sent him back to Cuba. And I thought, well, you know what? All you Cubans down there in Miami that voted for Trump, load every one of your asses up and send you, just drop you off over there on the banks of Cuba somewhere. Because you get what you vote for, you know. And the farmers, you see all these farmers now across the internet whining and crying crocodile tears. Oh, we're losing our farm. It's been in our family 100 years, or tariffs are killing us. I got, bales of wheat that's rotting in the storehouse. Good. And the other thing I would say, let them cut Social Security out. Cut it all out. And let all these millions of poor MAGA voters get up one day when their $1,200 check ain't in their bank that month and say, yeah, that's what they wanted to do all along, but you were too stupid to realize what they were trying to do. When in the hell has rich billionaire oligarchs ever give a rat's ass about any poor people? Are you that stupid? Good heavens. Don't I have a lot of passion tonight? Love y'all. Let me get out of here. All right, y'all.